When you really think about it, a lot of us don't even realize that we have needs that need to be met, desires that need to be met. And there's a thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and this is there's five of them, five layers of this. I'm not gonna go into all that. That's not my expertise of teaching, but you look that up and see what it is that you're going through. I know for me, it was like food and shelter. I've been homeless before. I had no family, no support, and stuff like that. So those are the things that I needed in my time and in my life. Um, but you figure that out for you. And I want to get back to the question originally though. Who are you gonna be in 5 years? And the reason I ask that is because if you don't have an aim for your life, it really doesn't matter where you go. And you're probably gonna be repeating the same problems that you've been repeating because you don't have a direction you're gonna walk towards, right? You keep going in circles, spiraling, and you keep going in circles trying to figure out what to do on a day-to-day basis because you haven't figured out the path you're going to be in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 years. You don't even know what your legacy is going to be for yourself when you die, what's going to say on your tombstone, what your kids are going to remember you by, what your grandkids are going to remember you by. And if you don't have kids or you don't want kids, and that's cool, fine. But you don't remember what your family's going to remember you by, your friends are going to remember you by. You don't know what you're going to have people in this world, strangers that can remember you by, that you serve, that you're taking care of. You may be like, well, I don't want to do this for people. All right, cool. But what's your life going to amount to? If you say you don't care about that, all right, just stop watching this video. But for those of you who actually care, who felt something from hearing that question, from hearing these words, sit with me for a second. Sit with me for a second. Who do you want to be in 5 years? I have the people that I work with, all my clients and my people, right? I sit them down. I say, okay, we're gonna write down on a pen and paper. Use a pen, grab a paper. You're gonna make three columns. In one column, you're gonna write B at the top. In the middle column, you're gonna write do at the top. And in the last column, you're gonna write have at the top. Be, do, have. You're gonna write down the numbers 1 through 25, all the way down from the top to the bottom in each column. Okay? Once you do that, I want you to write down the top 25 things that you want to be in your entire life. I want you to write down the top 25 things that you want to do in your entire life. I want you to write down the top 25 things you want to have in your entire life. Now, why am I putting it like be, do, have, and not have, do, be, or do, have, be? Because a lot of times people will think that they can do something in order to have something so they can finally be this. I'm going to go talk to this person so that I can have this connection and I can finally be feel fulfilled. That's not how it works. Not how it works. I know it sounds good, but that's not how it works. A lot of times people think, oh, if I only had this, I can go do this and I can go be that after. If I had the equipment to go do this, right, if I only had the microphones and equipment to go record, I can record and then I can go be a content creator. It's not how it works. Use what you have until you have what you want. You have to go be a content creator, be creative, do the content creation, create the content, so you can have the results of a content of creation of content, right? Be creative, create the content, and have the content. Make sense, right? Be a person who's healthy, work out and eat right, have the physique you want. Be financially literate, take care of your money, put them into systems that work for you, have money. Like people have it backwards, and I was one of those people that had it backwards until I learned this. Is be, do, have, not do, have, be, or have, do, be. No, it's be, do, have. So now that we have the column, now that we have the numbers, let's go back to the paper. Be, do, have. Three columns, 1 through 25, each column. Top 25 things you want to be, top 25 things you want to do, top 25 things you want to have. Then once you get that list out, and if you don't know what you want to be, I promise you do. I promise you do. Well, I don't know what I want to be. That's a lie. Because if I ask you what you don't want to be, you got an entire list. You got an entire list. Screenshot that. It's about to be meme worthy. You have an entire list of what you don't want to be, what you don't want to do, what you don't want to have. You don't want to be broke, do you? You don't want to be poor. You don't want to be unhealthy. You don't want to be out of shape. A lot of times people will have these things in their lives and they're like, oh, I don't want to be this. Okay. What changes are you going to make? All right. So now that we got the be, do, have, and you know what you don't want to be, you know what you don't want to do, you know what you don't want to have. Now you know what you want to be. Now you know what you want to do. Now you know what you want to have. Okay. Write down all the things, top 25, each column. After you write down all 25 things, now I'll give you a second to write it down, or pause this video and write it down. All right. Now that you pause that video, if you didn't pause it now. Do it. Now that you paused it and got the answers, cool. Here's the next part. I want you to circle the top 5 things you want to be, circle the top 5 things you want to do, and circle the top 5 things you want to have. After you finish circling all the things you want to be, do, and have, top 5 only, take your time. What aligns with you? When you write it down, right? What's the top 5? Like, oh, this is a must. This has to happen. Now, if you haven't done that yet, pause the video, do that, come back. All right, now that you finished pausing the video and writing that stuff down, here's the next part. After you finish writing, circling those 5 things, I want you to cross out the other 4 things that you're not going to focus on this year. We're going to focus on one thing you're going to be this year, one thing you're going to do this year, and one thing you're going to have this year. You're probably going to notice that they're going to align. 8 times out of 10 that they're in alignment. 8 times out of 10 they're in alignment. If they're not, that's fine. Don't worry about that. That's fine. Don't worry about that. I said that's fine. Don't worry about that. What's one thing you want to be? What's one thing you want to do? And what's one thing you want to have? Now that you have that, you have clarity about who you're becoming. Now that you have that clarity, go be it, go do it, and go have it. If you can't do it for an entire year, at least commit to 30 days, a week, 30 days, 90 days, 6 months. Just committing for a certain amount of time will show you the result that you want to a certain degree. And the more consistent you are, the better. So here's another layer we're going to add on to it. You're going to do this for at least 30 days, bare minimum. Try. Okay? And every time it doesn't work out, every time you fail, reset the 30 days. Don't say, oh, I missed today. Nah. 30 consecutive days. That means 30 days, day after day after day. If you miss a day, reset the 30 days. You're going to reset the timer. You have to do it for 30 consecutive days. You have to be this for 30 consecutive days. You have to do this for 30 consecutive days. And you're going to have this for 30 consecutive days. You're going to see your life completely change. Because you're changing. You're going to see yourself changing. Because you're being this, doing this, and having that. You're going to see your life change because the consistency is there. And when you see this consistency, something inside of you shifts to a degree that you've never witnessed or experienced before. So let me know right now, what is one thing you're going to be, what is one thing you're going to do, and what's one thing you're going to have in 30 days, 30 consecutive days. And after you have accomplished this for 30 consecutive days, I want you to come back 30 days later or 30 consecutive days later, because you have to be day after day, and write down the results that you have, that you're being, that you're doing, that you're having in your life. I want you to write it down. Come back, show people that it's the truth. I know it works. I've done it. All right. I know it works. I got to this point because of doing this, applying this. I want you to do it. I want you to come back and prove to the people who are watching this video that it works. It worked for you, and it's gonna work for them. It's all you got to do is just follow this method. And when you've accomplished this, restart. You got other things on that list. Go to the second thing on that list that you crossed out. Right? You're gonna get it done. You might not even want that list anymore. You might have an entirely new list. You might have an entirely new list. At the end of the day, it's up to you. It's your life. No one's gonna make things happen for you other than you. So I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself and show yourself what you're capable of being, doing, having. As always, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Peace.